Well, I'm interested in the recovery ministry. I was kind of forced into it because of my daughter. I really knew nothing about recovery until she became an addict herself. And she suffered from some abuse as a young child and young teenager, which led to some other problems and ultimately led to serious addiction problems. She was on just about any kind of substance you could imagine as far as street drugs, supported herself in horrendous ways, and we did everything we could as a family to try to rescue her. The Women's United group is a 12-step program, if you're familiar with AA. It does have Al-Anon and Alcoholics Anonymous in it, and it is for women, and this is kind of a special group we're having Saturday mornings. It's meeting in Portable Building B at 11 a.m. on Saturday mornings. And because it's a 12-step program, the women that are in recovery themselves and the women that are in Al-Anon who have loved ones in recovery can focus on the mission together. And they needed a meeting place, and I said, well, that's not a problem. We have lots of room at the church. Let me just make a phone call and I'll get you a place to meet. So I called up here to the office and talked to Teresa and James, and that very Saturday they started meeting in Portable Building B, and I told them that I would volunteer and do the child care, because a lot of these women are single women or they're in abusive relationships and have left that relationship, and they can't afford to pay for a babysitter to go to a meeting like this. They are struggling day to day just to provide food and shelter for their children. So that is something that was very easy for me to do. I can volunteer an hour of my time a week so these women can come up here and support each other while I watch the children. And we're able to help them as well. We've given food out to some of these women because they haven't had food. We've been able to give clothes. We gave some gift cards out for Christmas because they wouldn't have been able to have a Christmas for their children if we hadn't. I've been giving out prayer cards, and some of the prayer cards have been returned. One had a phone number. A lady wanted us to call her. And some of the other women just had prayers written on them, and we've been giving them to the office so people can pray for these women. The church really needs to be involved in recovery for many reasons. I mean, these women and other recovery groups, AA, Al-Anon, all kinds of addiction groups, these people are all struggling with their lives, trying to overcome their problems. And you hear about AA and Al-Anon talking about their higher power. And as we get more and more people involved here at the church, they can learn that their higher power is not just a thing that's out there. It is really the Lord and Jesus Christ and our God. And by meeting at the church here, hopefully we're going to have the opportunity to have studies with these women, or they'll become interested in coming to services and get to realize that.
Imagine a church that helps bind up the brokenness of divorce, addiction, loneliness, shares Christ, and sends people back into the world to serve others. What kind of church does this? A Christ-centered church with a Christ-centered mission.